Virtual Beings News Summary September 16, 2025. Pixel Canvas delivered the XR backdrop for animated avatars that opened Digital Fashion Week in New York, demonstrating live runway use of avatar visuals and immersive staging. Plav's comeback amid fan protests showed audience mobilization around virtual idols as performers. Alive ID's Kobo Kanaro released a seventh original track, reinforcing the VTuber model's ongoing music production and distribution, and Sanrio's new Tamagotchi Nano models extended virtual pets as consumer synthetic characters. Soul Machines connected its digital workers to ServiceNow via the new Workforce Connect integration, shifting digital humans into operational enterprise workflows. Qualcomm and Harman advanced in-vehicle assistance through Ready Engage and the Luna AI avatar. Co-Presence enabled everyday device avatar creation and telepresence in contrast to Meta's studio-grade codec avatars, and Snap-incorporated spectacles gained Web XR browsing, expanding on-device access to avatar-capable web experiences. Storyfile's Record Once, Converse Later approach and the Dadbot Griefbot example illustrate how voice clones and digital avatars are being applied to remembrance and therapeutic communication, while the FTC's companion chatbot inquiry, and orders to 7 providers to disclose child safety measures place governance expectations on companion AI products. The virtual human 300 Way is positioned as a recording artist with a second single, Cool Girl, marking a continuing release cadence. VTuber activity spans Amelie/Monarch, Sincerely, Aurora, and Mother 3, whose content explicitly tests emotion mimicking limits, demonstrating live, audience-facing performance constraints. Running Hub appears as a tool context for a singing digital human, suggesting production workflows for music-oriented digital humans. These examples collectively show virtual performers spanning pre-recorded music, live persona streaming, and tool-assisted singing pipelines. An animated digital human, AI avatar for luxury brands positions digital humans as branded spokescharacters and digital influencers for high-end campaigns. The framing emphasizes luxury-adjacent brand content rather than general advertising, indicating a targeted, premium marketing use case for virtual humans and AI avatars. Avatars and synthetic characters shape player experience both in ship titles and in mods. The Fire Emblem discussion centers on named avatar protagonists, Chris, Robin, Corrin, Belith, Alir, and Shez, highlighting how avatar presence affects narrative identity and customization. Parallel threads on Genshin Impact's NPC updates and long-standing Dark Souls NPC questline design reflect continuing expectations for believable non-player characters. Modding showcases expand NPC roles across Fear and Hunger 2, Termina, Gary's Mod, and Mad Island, showing community-driven pipelines that turn NPCs into playable or more varied entities. VR Chat appears as a social gaming platform where creators like Kotoha Zero iterate avatar outfits, with booths supporting asset distribution and monetization. CraftStory presents virtual humans as instructional presenters that increase learner engagement and effectiveness in e-learning videos. This situates virtual humans within pedagogy as persistent, controllable instructors or tutors, emphasizing retention and attention as outcome targets. Lewis Silken LLP analyzes deepfakes and AI clones under UK IP law, including scenarios where digital clones let fashion models be compensated without physical attendance. The analysis underscores rights management, consent, and compensation structures for likeness cloning in fashion shows and adjacent creative industries, framing compliance issues that will shape how virtual humans and clones are commissioned and exploited commercially. Kling and MixHub AI appear in a model release context via the Kling AI avatar model, indicating a generative or operational backbone for avatar creation and deployment. This sits alongside creator-facing pipelines implied by Running Hub's Singing Digital Human and the avatar asset economy around VR Chat and Booth, together mapping out model, workflow, and distribution layers for virtual being production. Albania anchors a formal administrative deployment of a virtual being by designating Diella as Public Procurement Minister on September 12, 2025, making the avatar an accountable node inside procurement governance. The arrangement ties a front-facing synthetic official to an existing national digital service infrastructure, signaling a shift from advisory chat agents to delegated portfolio-specific roles in public administration. Gusheng Tang applies medical specialty AI avatars as a service capacity multiplier, launching the traditional Chinese medicine AI clone program in June 2025 and scaling to 10 disciplines by August across oncology, dermatology, gastroenterology, and otolaryngology. The described goal is to expand access to traditional Chinese medicine consultations, standardize expert guidance, and support international operations by cloning domain expertise into reliably available digital clinicians. MCM demonstrates identity-licensed virtual retail staffing by integrating an actor-authorized face and voice into an AI shopping assistant in October 2024. While brand-owned virtual spokespeople proliferate as always on promoters and service fronts, Watsons with Chu Chenchi, Florisys with a virtual human, and China Merchants Bank with AI tips showing a spectrum from creator-licensed likenesses to fully owned IP, the MCM case underscores governance risks around prompt control and persona drift when a branded assistant evolves beyond its brief. Large-scale cinematic production and creation of The Gods 2 integrates thousands of shots combining performers with digital creatures and digital characters under senior VFX supervision to deliver dense action sequences, while talk formats experiment with hybrid casting as Yu Qian and Kai Ming engage the virtual persona Nanako, indicating that synthetic performers now function both as invisible infrastructure in post-production and as visible, co-equal on-screen participants. Tencent's WeChat equips official accounts with smart reply so operators can configure a digital avatar using a knowledge base and prompt to answer private messages consistently in the account's voice, formalizing a lightweight path for creators and organizations to instantiate a maintainable digital persona that reflects institutional memory and messaging, without requiring a separate app build. ETH Zurich's Digital Einstein positions a high-fidelity conversational avatar as an educational interface for scientific history and concepts, emphasizing interactive dialogue over static exhibits, and demonstrating how cultural figures can be reconstructed as responsive teachers that mediate curated knowledge through natural conversation. New Jersey Institute of Technology and the University of Central Florida present Rev Avatar to mitigate hardware and content burdens in personalized avatar generation, and to deliver reverse pass-through on VR headsets, indicating a path toward more socially legible, low-friction embodiment where users' faces and expressions can be represented to outside observers while immersed. A controlled study combining eye tracking, facial EMG, and self-report shows that virtual human facial detail and vocal prosody alter empathic responses, offering measurable design variables for avatar builders. Alongside this, the MCM licensing case foregrounds reputational and control risks when identity assets are embedded into autonomous retail agents, highlighting the need for contract terms and monitoring that constrain unintended persona development. Akizound deployed an AI digital human guide system at Sifties that handled spoken queries, route planning, and exhibit narration, providing a direct template for museums and cultural heritage venues. Washa Shambao, operating across expo contexts, used rapid avatarization, including 1-minute digital double creation and 5-second photo pipelines, to power hyperreal characters for cultural tourism showcases within large venues. Yashin Culture Group applied a Mr. Theater tour system for guided, story-driven conference navigation, while the Hubei Provincial Museum's Chu Yin demonstrated artifact-anchored, character-based education that ties a museum's iconography to an interactive virtual host. Mohuan AOIU Technologies' AOIU Lion extended this approach to city IP branding, where a persistent virtual figure animates local narratives in smart city promotion. China Unicom integrated digital human interactive terminals into Wushang's 5G plus smart tourism build-out, showing how carriers can harden virtual guide experiences into scenic area infrastructure. Within the same travel services sphere, China Mobile combined its Guangdong travel application UA AI with its national anti-fraud assistant under a single virtual agent umbrella, demonstrating that one operator can span trip planning, safety prompts, and public education through coordinated digital human assets. China Telecom complemented this with an AI travel companion, and Bangyin Technology contributed Nua AI, an agentic digital human geared for on-site assistance, while Huayu Wenlev's smart touring vehicle embodied mobile, venue-scale deployment under tourism operations. Washa Shambao and Akizound thus anchor content generation and interaction, while China Mobile, China Telecom, Bangyin Technology, Huayu Wenlev, and China Unicom illustrate operator and vendor-grade delivery across route planning, mobility, and on-premises terminals. Mashang Consumer Finance introduced a consumer protection digital human to broadcast rights education and streamline complaint outreach, positioning the avatar as a branded contact point inside a regulated service environment. China CITIC Bank's Shoxin functioned as an intelligent wealth advisor aligned to the bank's product journey, blending scripted guidance with interactive Q&A and retail finance. China Mobile, already present in tourism operations, extended its virtual agent portfolio to Esh, an anti-fraud digital human used in National Cybersecurity Week, while Yunnan's financial sector ran a province-level consumer protection digital human for financial literacy publicity, together mapping a continuum from individualized bank advisory to mass public safety messaging through virtual presenters. Chick Group's AI Digital Human Intelligent Recruitment Interview solution showed how enterprises can standardize and personalize candidate screening at scale by generating role-specific virtual interviewers, an operational pattern that balances consistency with adaptive content. Fan Tuo Shuchuang addressed physical space enterprise needs by integrating virtual digital humans with smart wayfinding and dynamic content engines for corporate showrooms, creating persistent, brand-tuned presenters within data-rich spaces. Shanghai Kundiyi Artificial Intelligence Technology Company, Limited, in partnership with Zhangjiagang Liutown, operated a 24/7 digital human live stream solution for e-commerce, demonstrating municipal vendor collaboration on continuous retail broadcasting in which virtual anchors sustain product display, narration, and conversion beyond human shift limits. Wondershare Technologies' digital human Xiao Lu served as a cultural communication envoy for international outreach, while Hanan's Ake digital human reading companion framed a pedagogy where a virtual presenter scaffolds reading experiences and promotes regional content, Hanan Stories, across digital channels. These deployments show the virtual presenter as both a narrative and instructional layer that aligns with media production and curriculum design. The Wukong Power Operations digital human in Macau illustrated how utilities can field a persistent virtual operator for safety briefings and live-line work education, extending digital humans from front-of-house tourism roles into high-reliability industrial contexts that require continuous guidance and compliance reinforcement. Beijing Internet Court's articulation that virtual digital humans comprise an outward likeness and a technical core, with portrait and voice rights engaged when sourced from real individuals, defines a compliance perimeter for creators and operators. Shanghai's policy measures that explicitly support digital humans alongside digital twins, VR, perception interaction, and spatial computing provide a regulatory on-ramp for commercialization, indicating that enterprise deployments described above are converging with a formal, city-level enablement strategy. Building buyer personas to create virtual influencers as a digital marketing strategy. In tourism contexts, MP Sanchez, J.C. Boyce, MIM Roca, 2025. The paper frames buyer personas as semi-fictitious customer representations used to personalize digital marketing, and applies them to the design and deployment of virtual influencers for tourism promotion, positioning virtual influencers as targeted communication assets whose persona attributes, content strategies, and interaction styles are derived from granular audience modeling to improve precision and consumer relationship outcomes in tourism campaigns. The impact of virtual influencers on social media, driving customer engagement and strengthening brand loyalty in the Indian millennial market. S. Mahabub, V.V. Kanumuri, S.N. Lakshmi, T.A. Shweta. This study focuses on virtual influencers engaging 18-35-year-old Indian millennials on social media, examining how exposure to virtual influencer content relates to customer engagement and brand loyalty, and noting that the analysis is anchored in a source model framework to assess how perceived qualities of the influencer shape audience responses and loyalty formation within that demographic. A peek at Sisuo as non-human online fan persona on Weibo, Y. Yang, 2025. This article analyzes Sisuo as a non-human online fan persona active on Weibo, distinguishing it from virtual influencers by clarifying that although both are artificially constructed and interactive, Sisuo does not align with the commercial and brand-driven purposes typical of virtual influencers, and therefore represents a culturally situated, non-commercial synthetic persona use case on the Weibo platform. Marketing Strategies and Tactics in the Metaverse, a Systematic Literature Review and Future Research Agenda, M. Farouk, S. Ijarder, R. Janat Michigan, Hossein Marshall Islands, Rahman, 2025. The review synthesizes how brands can leverage virtual influencers in metaverse contexts, specifically indicating that brands can target virtual influencers, including fashion figures and gamer personae, through Altspace VR, and that influencer engagement across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube functions as a complementary promotional pathway within broader metaverse marketing strategies. Applying the SOAR model to explore impulsive buying behavior driven by influencers on social commerce websites, T. Hong Sushan, South Carolina Chen, A. Khan, 2025. This study applies the SOAR, Stimulus Organism Response, model to social commerce, highlighting that generative artificial intelligence in influencer marketing enables AI-created content, the use of virtual influencers, and customized recommendation systems, and investigates how these AI-mediated stimuli on social commerce websites may precipitate impulsive purchase behavior. Avatar Anthropomorphism Continuum, a blockchain-based data analysis of avatar skin purchases in the metaverse, C. Pereza, K. Sokolova. This empirical work analyzes 2 years of blockchain data on avatar skin purchases across metaverses and games, treating avatars as users' visual embodiments, and examining how avatar anthropomorphism and appearance personalization intersect with virtual economies and marketing vectors, with skins functioning as monetized, identity-expressive assets within these environments. To make sure you never miss a new video and to help us reach more great viewers like you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon under the subscribe tab for notification.